how to create in Apple Motion a displacement distortion design like this, or similar to this. Now you could of course use this in Photoshop, you could use this in Affinity Photo and many other applications. It's just an image, obviously it's created into a file, an MP4 or whatever, a MOV file. But of course you can use applications to access all these images, so you could use this image in your work, in other applications. But to create it in here, how to do that? Let's just go here to File and New. And I'm just going to go for a blank motion project, click Open. You could create anything. You could just create, obviously, a very basic image. Well, at the moment, there's nothing there. What I want to do is add a generator. So just go here to Generators. So click there, and that's over here in the library. You've got the inspector as well, but you've got here the initial generators. So just go here, and you can see you've got 33 of them. Got quite a lot. Not huge, but a decent range. The one I'm going to use is OpArt 2, but you've got lots to play with. So you could choose, of course, any of these other ones, or use some other ones. You don't have to use these. And then simply just select that and drag that over here. And you can see you can just add that, and you've got plus, and there it is. You can select this, so just go over here to your layers, and you've got OpArt 2. Now, I'm not going to say that I know every single feature of Apple Motion, and I'm learning as I go along. So there may be ways of rearranging this, ways of accessing the different features in other ways. But at the moment, so this is my approach to it. So now I'm just going to go here, and I want to go to the inspector. I say there may be other ways to access this. I don't know. But what I want is a slight change that compression, because I don't like that compression. Find the default one slightly annoying. I want it slightly crunched at the centre, but also you could change the angle. You can see you can change various things, and I'm just going to push it for about that. And that's selected there. Well, now what I want to do is to apply a distortion to it. And it's slightly odd, or a bump map in this case. If you go here to the filters, you can see there's nothing there. But Generator, you've got all the different settings. You've got a lot of settings to play with. And you could, of course, add other filter effects as well. But what I want to do now is add a filter, and you can go up here. Here's all the filters. So filters, you've got distortion, and you can go down here to bump map. So bump map, and that's applied there. Now, by default, nothing. I'm going for direction and amount, but you can tweak this setting. I always find this slightly fiddly at times. Sometimes it just seems to ignore. So, but you can change this. But again, there's nothing there, because at the moment, map image. Now, you can't click it. Can't do anything. Seems odd. Maybe there is a way around that. I don't know. Right click. No. But what you need to do is create something for it to work with. And you could use images, etc. Loads of different designs could be created. This itself probably could be used. I don't know. But say with this, you want something. And I'm going to go with the shape. So go to the library again. Slightly fiddly this way, but still, there's probably other ways around again. So select shapes in the library here. And with that, I got 25 items. Now, the item I want is right somewhere, a blue rectangle. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go with a rectangle. You could go with something else. Now, I'm just going to drag it over here. And you can see then I can just add it like that, or you can just drag it over here. Perfect reasonable as well. Now, obviously in this case, it's just suddenly cut that off. Don't want to do that. What I want to do is actually just have it on here. Just want it on top. Now, I don't want to use it. I don't want to see it. I want to resize it a bit. It doesn't matter about the size particularly. Let's just resize that. Make certain it's selected. And just resize it. I just want to see it. It's filled with a gradient. Now, I don't particularly like that gradient. You can fill it with other gradients. And the way to do that, again, go to Inspector. And you can see you've got your gradients here. And fill mode, you've got there. But you go click there, and you can see you've got colour and gradient. You might just want colour, which makes it just obviously solid. But I'm going with the gradient. Click here. And now you can go run through these. Now, to be honest, I never remember which one's which. But you can go say Chrome. Maybe Chrome, perfectly reasonable. Maybe go down here with, let's just go with Icy Blue or Grayscale Film Noir. Let's just try a few of these out. No, that's not what I want. But you can see you got liquid metal. Yes, that one looks a bit better. And of course, you can tweak and change this. You got here, down here, you got linear. You could go for radial if you want. And you can also change the start. So you can modify that. You can change that. You can change the Y. And you can see, you can tweak it. A whole load of different options. You've got end as well. Just change that. Up to you. And also you've got feather, which gives a nice sort of blurriness to it. Now, at the moment, it's not doing anything to the displacement. But you can use it. And actually, there's some other options here. You've got stroke, advanced, geometry, and so on. There's lots of features, lots of options. Tweak various things, loads of different things. Well, I've got the gradient, but what I want to do is change this, the bump map. So select the bump map. Now, again, doesn't seem to be any real great way of doing it. But what you can do is you can drag this over here, and you get that. Just a little thing, just drag it onto there. There's probably other ways to do it, but that's why I'm just doing it. So I just dragged that onto there. So now the map image it's going to use to modify the distortion is this gradient. And of course you can tweak the gradient, you can change the gradient. So you've got now, here you can do applied displacement again, like say you can just move it. Eventually it will go up and down. Oh, it's got up and down, this one with it there. You can see as you change that, it will change that. And of course you can animate it. Just click there. And now you've got to animate it. I'm not going to do that, but you could do it over the timeline. And you can also click here, and you can see as you do that, let's just make it a bit more extreme. And you can also have repeat edges. So you just turn that on. But you can always go back to this gradient and change it again. But I don't want to see it. So let's just, this shape, not the gradient, I'm not so fussed about that. It's just the actual shape itself. So deselect that, but you can still see the effect applied to your movie. So now what you can do is you can go and change this. So you might decide, you know what, I don't want that there, so that blue there, filters, behaviours, properties, etc. You can go through all these. And also you can go down to the gradient. Now, where's the gradient? That's always the way, shape. Actually, to try and find style. Yes. So on one of these, this is the trouble with lots of these things where you've got lots of tabs and lots of features. You actually get to the point where you think, oh, where is it? Where is it? Well, now you can select a different gradient. So you might decide, you know what, I want blue sky. Doesn't really have that much of an effect, that one. But again, you can go down here and maybe use. And I like ones with lots of stops. So like I say, liquid metal's a nice one, icy blue. There's one or two that are really good, or chrome or something. And you can see you've got that distortion. Let's just go with that. And of course you can tweak this. So you can just say it there. You can see as you change that, click that one, change that. And also you can change this. So you can just see as you change that. You can change lots of other things. So location, you can change that. So it will distort it differently again. You've also got, like I say, feather. You can change that. So that will alter it slightly. Now the actual, it's just, again, it's quite easy to select something else, which is always slightly frustrating. You might want to click there and you think, oh, blue rectangle. Let's just change that, properties. Now, if you change some things, you think, oh, that will probably have an effect. See, that doesn't actually change it. If you change position, it doesn't change it. Change the scale, doesn't change it. So it doesn't matter. It's the gradient itself that's the actual effect. And of course, you've got other options here for normal blend mode, subtract, etc., multiply. Again, that has nothing. But shape, you've got that. And of course, you've got all these other options down here. Now, you've got also outline. You can always click on there, and that seems to have, you've got solid. Let's just go down airbrush, and you can see you can tweak, and that will change it as well. You've got brush profiles and brush opacity, spacing. So you might want to change the spacing. So again, that changes that. Now, sometimes the effect like that, the width, you can just try out all these different. Some, if it's to do with the gradient, will have an effect. If it's to do with the shape, it doesn't seem to make any difference. And then you can, of course, change first point offset, and you can see you can create different designs that way. And again, you've got here, click here, and you've got gradients again. So again, you go for a different one there, chrome, and so on. Some work more effective than others. You might want something like that, or maybe a different one. Just try them out. Dusk. Now, some obviously seem, in this case, seem to have very limited effect. I just don't want, should have gone with the original one, but say oak and so on. You can see you can change things, and you can expand this out. Let's just expand out, and you see you've got here, you've even got more options. So you can change the width, you can change the spacing again. You can see then you end up with a dot design and so on. Literally thousands of possible, really from a single start point, you've gone all the way through. Now, of course, what you can do, you can tweak various things here with as well. Maybe add multiple shapes, try and combine shapes, maybe outside of Apple Motion, create images which you can then bring in and use those. Obviously, then it's not going to be a gradient and you can't manipulate it in exactly the same way. But you can see you can manipulate this design in countless ways. And again, at any point, you could animate some of these things. So airbrush one, let's just try that. You've got the option for image. Again, you could use maybe another gradient or an image with that and so on. So solid and so on. And that is a way of creating some quite interesting distortion designs for, obviously in this case, dots. Well, I hope you found this video of interest. I will see how many I will do with this. I'm just exploring myself, going through Apple Motion. Used it for a while, but I'm just still discovering more and more features as I actually go through doing these tutorials. So it's a learning experience for me as well when I run through these. So like I say, hopefully some interesting surprises will come about, discoveries when I'm actually doing this. So please, a thumbs up, always appreciated. If you like the video, always great. Also, any comments, any opinions about my use of course, Apple Motion. Obviously, if you used Apple Motion for a lot, you might think, you know what, you're using it completely wrong. Please let me know in the comments, always appreciated. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Lots of videos about Photoshop, Affinity Photo, and of course, now going to be Apple Motion and probably things like After Effects as well, which I'm getting back into as well. Anyway, bye.